Good evening, Gareth. First of all, my condolences. I'm sure that the community is very, very horrified by what happened. Are you in a position to be able to tell us, because we've been unable to reach the police, what you know of what happened in the early hours of this morning?
All that I have been able to confirm is that indeed Julian Stobbs was shot and killed in an apparent robbery at the premises on the jazz farm in Johannesburg, but that his wife Myrtle is apparently safe and unharmed.
Have you been able to speak to Myrtle today?
No, I haven't been able to speak to her. It's obvious that she's quite distraught about what happened, and we're obviously giving her some space and time just to deal with the situation.
So she is physically unhurt, but obviously she must be completely devastated. From what we are hearing, the couple was robbed, their home was robbed in the early hours of this morning, but we're also hearing reports that the thieves then came back and shot Julian. To your knowledge, have you heard anything about that? And to your knowledge, would there be any motive to do anything like that? I mean, is this... I think we're all trying to grapple with why someone would come and do that.
You know, it is unfortunate that our society is wrapped in this senseless violence, you know. And in a time where people are wearing masks, Julian Stobbs was open-faced about the fact that cannabis indeed is one of the most realistic chances that we have to redress the senseless violence, you know, that is enwrapped our society and that has now taken his life, you know. It's unfortunate that is unfortunately the symptoms of our time, the senseless violence, but we need to do something about it. And Jules was very open-faced about the potential of cannabis to redress the violence that is enamoring our society.
It does seem bizarre that such a community-spirited man who had such great plans was attacked in this way. Do you think, as you say, it's just one of those senseless situations?
Unfortunately, you know, I mean, like, violence is unfortunately so endemic. It's become so endemic within our society. You know, it is really reached pandemic statuses. And as a society, we need to do and start doing some constructive things. And that is where cannabis comes in. We need to provide people with an alternative to the senseless violence and the desperation, you know, that have just attracted so many people. And unfortunately, which is the state of mind for most of our people. People need jobs, people need direction within life, and there are so few things in society that can do that, whereas cannabis is one of the better alternatives. But still, it would seem that our government does not realize its potential, and here it has claimed this desperation and senselessness have just claimed the lives of one of the greatest warriors within the cannabis liberation struggle.
Yes, and his role in getting Dagga legalized in South Africa, of course, is well known, and you among the people who fought so hard for that. But just tell us a little bit more about him as a man. What kind of person was he?
Fearless. You know, Jules died on the battlefield defending his loved ones. You know, that's just the type of person that he was. Unrelenting and not afraid to fight for what is right within society. And he chose to do that with cannabis. You know, he chose not to violently engage people, but he fought with words. And the fact that he died like that, for me, he died a hero, because he died defending what he loved.
Well, thank you very much for your time this evening. Gareth Prince, he's of course a lawyer, Dagga rights activist, and he, along with Julian Stobbs and Myrtle Clark, very much at the forefront of the Legalize Dagga campaign.